Welcome, friends of Japanese Prince. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Dieter von Schura. I'm the owner of the Ortolino Company. That's a little family company located in Bavaria in southern Germany near the Bavarian Alps. And we sell Japanese prints in weekly online auctions. And we produce these videos on a regular, sometimes irregular basis. And these videos are always somehow related to Japanese prints. Or I also like to talk about the background of these prints. So what's behind is talking about a little bit about the subject. It's often about history or something else of great interest. And today, my friends, I want to talk about this print. It shows a night scene with the illuminated Tokyo Tower. And it was designed by Shiro Kasamatsu, a leading artist of the Shinhanga and also the Sosaku Hanga art movement. This is made in Shinhanga style. It's actually an artisan produced publisher print. And for Shinhanga style, the subject is unusual because Shinhanga, it usually shows a romantic image of Japan, something that reminds us from the past, a little bit the way how foreigners imagine Japan and how they would like to see it as a tourist, not modern buildings and not a modern tower. So the style is Shinhanga, the subject unusual. And I want to mention we have it in the current auction, and it's rather inexpensive, by the way. And I want to talk a little bit now, a few words about the artist Shiro Kasamatsu, and then I want to talk a little bit about this Tokyo Tower. I'm always interested. I want to know what's behind the design, behind the image. And afterwards I will explain a little bit these Japanese characters on the prints, my friends. Shiro Kasamatsu, he was born in 1898 and died in 1992. So he became rather old. Making woodblock prints seems to be a healthy profession, my friends. And Shiro Kasamatsu, he began as a student of Kaburagi Kiyokata, Japanese painter and printmaker. And in 1919, Shiro Kasamatsu made his first woodblock print together with the publisher Watanabe Shotsaburo in Tokyo. After World War II, he changed for a short period to the publisher Kinjiro. I think he made 8 designs with Kinjiro. And in the late 1950s, he changed again, to the renowned publisher Unsodo in Kyoto. Unsodo, old publishing house for woodblock prints and for woodblock books. And at the same time, Shiro Kasamatsu opened another line. He was very interested in a diverse art movement from that time called Sosaku Hanga. Sosaku Hanga, the creator was the artist, has to do the carving and the printing himself. For Shinhanga, the artist made only the designs, and the carving and the printing was done by professional artisans that were employed by the publisher. So for Shinhanga, you needed a publisher. And for this design, it was Unsodo. Now let's talk about the Tokyo Tower. It was opened in 1958, and when it was opened, it was a symbol for Japan's economic resurgence after World War II. I mean, like Germany, after World War II, Japan was devastated. Yeah, the US bombing raids on a large scale had started in 1944, intensified in 1945. And the final climax, everybody knows it, with the dropping of the atomic bombs over Hiroshima and Nagasaki in August of 1945. The tower became necessary actually as a TV tower in the 1950s all over the world, at least in the economically developed world. Private households bought TV sets, and in all larger cities these towers, these TV towers were erected. And this one is something special. It was designed after the pattern of the Eiffel Tower in Paris. And the Japanese made it actually a little bit taller than the original Eiffel Tower. But it weighs less because the material, of course, had made technical progress, and all the production methods were much more progressed compared to the time when the Eiffel Tower was erected in the 19th century. The tower was designed to withstand a major earthquake. I hope that's true. I'm always personally a little bit skeptical about that. Okay, now let's explain a little bit the writing. Let's start with an easy brainer. There you see the Shiro Kasamatsu in Western alphabet. It's not hand signed. It's either stamped or it's carved into the block. We do not know precisely. And here, okay, from top to bottom, for most people a little bit difficult to read, Japanese characters. On top, it's the title, Tokyo Tower. Well, then below, published by Unsoro, and finally on bottom you have the name of the printer and the carver. The carver was Okura and the printer was Ishimura. Okay, well, this is it for today. Nearly. Wait a moment, don't go away. There's something I want to tell you. I told you we have it in the current auction. I would be pleased to see your bids on it, of course. But more important is, we also like to have consignments by you, consignments of complete collections of Japanese prints. Why? We do not buy prints. We have no own inventory. We work basically like a conventional brick and mortar auction house. We do not offer own inventory, and therefore we depend on consignments, and these consignments, they come from collectors like you, also from dealers, and sometimes also from contemporary artists. So this is a call for consignments. Okay. I think Ortolino is a good option if you have a collection to sell. Enough for now. Thanks for your patience. Would be pleased to see you for our next video. And until then, have a good week and please take care of yourself.